Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope everybody is having an awesome weekend. Students, in this class we are looking at an IELTS speaking part 2. It's an idea to make money. Maybe we'll get some more value out of this class than simply just IELTS. Everybody, this is a members chat class. Welcome Fuang. Hi Anna. James, nice to see our members in the class. And we've got a couple of new members that have joined. I see Panda Bears is back and Coach is here with us. Nice to have you joining our group of members, everybody. This lesson, everyone, is brought to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS. Visit us there. For the general IELTS, check us out at gieltshelp.com. These are the websites that power these live classes. They contain all of our materials, our practice exams, videos, and interactive functions. We will use these websites today in our live classes to interact with students. Our academic IELTS website looks like this with the blue background. And to join the premium version, all you have to do is click this big red button that's just above my head. Click for access to all of our amazing materials to help you prepare quickly and effectively for your upcoming IELTS exam. It's a one-time payment. You get lifetime access and it doesn't cost a lot of money. We're an IDP affiliate. We're a British Council partner. We're an IELTS test registration center, and we are world leaders when it comes to IELTS exam preparation. For the general IELTS, it's gieltshelp.com. It is this green looking website here, and all you have to do is click the big red button here, just the same, to join the premium version of the course. We've got a new discount code for you today. When you click that red button, you can enter the code BAR9 to get a 10% discount. It's because we're setting the bar high. That's an idiom, which means we have high expectations. But in fact, this discount code is coming from our most recent video release on YouTube with a bar graph task 1 video that we just released. That video is gaining quite a bit of momentum and popularity. The video is here. You can check it out when you have some time in the day or on the weekend. Hopefully some of you have seen it. We just released it a couple of hours ago, but the comments seem to be quite positive. People seem to like it. It's actually a bar graph that we covered in one of these live classes not so long ago, and it seemed to be quite effective for teaching writing task 1. So check that out when you have a moment. Again, right now we have this speaking part 2 for members, everybody. So get ready to speak and answer questions. And then we will have speaking part 3 for everybody. That live class will be on the website, not on YouTube. And we've made some upgrades to the live class on the website as well to make the experience more enjoyable. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there for speaking part 3. I should have been looking at these here. So this is speaking part 2 right now, and then speaking part 3 after. We've got no class tomorrow, and then we have live classes again on the 9th of November, which will be next Thursday, and then we'll have a class on the 10th, or 2 classes I should say, and then we will have 2 more classes on Saturday the 11th, a week from today as well. So make sure to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram so that you get notifications of these live IELTS class schedules. These live classes are free for everyone. For the general IELTS Instagram, it's gielts help. So you can check us out there. If you have questions, just send me an email. Adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. We like emails, we like questions, we're here to help you. We do have apps, everybody. You can download the app Academic IELTS Help and General IELTS Help, and you can link the app to the website aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com, so you can learn from the app or from the web page. The web page works on the mobile, by the way, also. Students, let's get into this. So here we go. IELTS speaking. I'd like you to pay close attention, speak, and repeat. So in these classes, I love to imagine that you're sitting at home or at a study center, and you're not just listening to what I'm saying, but you're also copying what I'm saying, repeating the words, taking notes, writing down important vocabulary, and of course paying careful attention to structure and strategy, everybody. Okay, so the IELTS speaking interview. It's daunting. It's nerve-wracking to be examined in a foreign language. I can empathize with you. I've done it. I finished third-year university Japanese, and I certainly had some challenging exams doing that. So you have to build confidence, and confidence is gained through practice and understanding what you need to do. In the IELTS speaking section, you go for this 15-minute interview. Part 1, they will ask you some questions to get to know you better about your hobbies, about your work, school, general topic like your favorite color, favorite food. And then after about 5 minutes, the examiner will say, that is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. For this part, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to read these. Think about your answers, and then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. You can take notes in the 1 minute preparation time if you wish. You have some note paper there and your pencil. Is that clear? And then you will say, yes, it's absolutely clear. I prepared for the test. And then the examiner will say, talk about an idea to make more money. Okay, your 1 minute preparation time begins now. Firstly, as many of you know, there are basically 5 kind of categories that can be addressed in speaking part 2. You could be asked to talk about a person, a place, an object, an event, or an idea. It's more or less a focus on one of these 5 scenarios. Okay? Clearly, for this question, the focus is an idea. All right. So, Angel, Anna, Fuang, Parsa. Nice to have you join our group of members, Parsa. When we're talking about an idea, so we're talking to a stranger. The examiner is a stranger. It's important to remember this. And we're presenting an idea, like an idea to make more money. What are the key elements? What pieces of information does a person have to think about when they are presenting an idea to a listener? Can anybody tell me that? So, what kind of information should we include? And this is important regardless of the idea. The idea might be an idea to help your community, or it could be an idea to improve your learning. So there are lots of different ideas that we have. And when we create these ideas, we basically include this information. One way to think about this topic, the talk about an idea to make more money, is you can kind of think about it like what you need to include in a business plan. Okay, when you make a business plan, then really it's an idea. You have a business idea, and these are kind of the pieces that you would include in your business plan when you're creating it for either a class in university, for an MBA, or for a proposal for a loan for a bank. So Fuang is saying you should include the time of the idea. Yeah, absolutely, Fuang. When you had this idea, the location of the idea. Not so much the location, Fuang. You should talk about the origin. Okay. The origin of the idea. So where does it come from, right? Why did you have this idea? What sparked this idea? Okay. So you talk about the time of the idea. You talk about the origin of the idea. Purpose, Fuang, is kind of like the origin. It's definitely a part of it. Yeah, you want to think of the purpose. Why, right? So time, the origin, the purpose. What else? Yeah, so Romelia says, what is the idea exactly? Yeah, that's important. Okay, so the concept. So what is that idea? Absolutely. How can we make it functional? What resources do we need? Yes, and we can say that with one word, Romelia. We can say requirements. So the requirements of the idea. What else? There's another important piece here that's still missing. So think about the time when we had the idea. Think about the origin, the reason, the purpose of the idea, the concept. What is the idea exactly? What are the details of the idea? What does it need? So do you need investment capital? Do you need $10,000 to get the project off the ground? You might need some staff, right? You might need some software these days, some hardware, some kind of a computer or some kind of a graphics software to make the idea reality. It depends on what the idea is. So what are the requirements? And then what else? What else should you say when you're talking about this idea? Think about it. An idea to make more money. What is it? What else? Okay, there's a couple more pieces that are quite important. They're kind of like the main focus of your discussion. So a couple more there. Yeah, exactly, Romelia. Thank you. Romelia says the expectations. So what do you hope to achieve with this idea? Right? The expectations, you can kind of also think about it like results, right? Okay. And then, depending on the situation and implementation, you might also consider the improvements to the idea. Okay. All right, so here's the deal, everybody. When you get a question to talk about an idea and you talk about the time, the origin, purpose, the concept, the requirements, the expectations, and potential improvements to the idea, you're basically speaking for 2 minutes. In fact, when you have a good answer for a cue card like this, then you have to be careful not to get stuck on one part of these pieces and not be able to complete talking about your idea, because it's not that difficult to talk for 2 minutes if you think about it. So here we have, like 5 or 6 different elements to include, and you just say 2 to 3 sentences for each. You're already at that 2-minute mark. Okay, all right. Anahita, an investment would be like the requirement. So if you require an investment to make your idea a reality, then that would be a requirement. Okay. So the IELTS examiner says, okay, talk about an idea to make more money. And then they say your 1-minute preparation time begins now. So you read the question carefully. What is the idea? Why did you think of this idea? What steps do you need to make this idea into a reality? What will you do with the extra money if your idea works? All right. Students, really pay attention to these questions. There's some strange information online, even I think on IDP or British Council, that say, oh, the questions are there to guide you. When they say that, okay, it doesn't mean that you should not answer these questions. It means that you don't have to just answer these questions, okay? So they're there to guide you. What they mean by that, to be a little bit more accurate and clear, is that you need to answer these questions and you can add extra details to make sense of what you're saying. But it doesn't mean that you can go off topic, and these questions are just there to kind of give you some thoughts in case you need it, okay? It's a false understanding of part 2. Especially these last questions in these cue cards. What will you do with the extra money if your idea works? You have to be very careful to make sure that you answer this question. It's a unique question. Clearly, the IELTS exam put this there for a reason. They want to hear your answer to this question. So you should answer all of the questions within 90 seconds of that 2 minutes, okay? It's very important to get high marks. Okay, it's very important for high band scores that you do that. They're listening for that. The IELTS examiner knows the questions. They've probably asked 10 students before you the same cue card, and so they're listening carefully for those. If you don't have it, like let's say that your 2-minute talking time is up and you did not answer this question, what you will do with the extra money if your idea works, you've probably just lost a half a band score on your test, even with perfect English, okay? Because it's an incomplete answer, all right? So you have to answer that, all right? Okay, everybody. So you know that it's an idea, you know what you need to include, you read the questions carefully, you know that you're talking about an idea that you had or have, so you're using past and present tense mostly, maybe some future tense as well, right? So what you will do with the money. So this is that kind of situation where you have all of the different times of the tenses. So you have past, present, and future. Okay. And then in the next step, what should you do? So this would be about step 3. Step 1 is to read the questions. Step 2 is to realize that you're talking about an idea in the past, present, and future. And then step 3 is a very important step. By the way, I see everybody saying, oh, I'm in a new time zone. It's 1 hour different for me. Yeah, we're switching our clocks here, by the way, in Victoria, in Canada, tomorrow. So at midnight tonight, we're changing our clocks. For us, it's the 5th on Sunday when the times change, and then we will be turning our clocks back 1 hour. The class times for these live classes will stay the same according to Universal Standard Time. So pay attention to that, everybody. Okay. All right. So this is step 3. Step 3 is super important, everybody. What is it? What do you do after you figure out that it's an idea and you read the questions carefully and you know that you have to talk about the time, the origin of the idea, the requirements for the idea, the purpose, the expectations or the results, and possible improvements. So when you have all this clear in your head, before you start taking some notes, Fuang, what should you do? Okay, not everybody thinks about how can I make more money, right? Ghazi, you're so awesome. Thank you for that ongoing show of respect, just kind of donating a couple bucks here and there. We do appreciate it. It's rewarding. Let's say that. It's nice. James says identify the tenses. No, we've already identified the tense, James. That's kind of in the second step. So when we know that it's an idea, we immediately identify the tense, and we can see from the questions that it's past, present, future. So what's the next step? This is so important, okay? This is such an important step, and I want everybody to be able to very quickly tell me that, okay, this is what I need to do. As soon as I took 10 seconds to read the question, figure out that it's an idea, I know what I need to say when it's an idea, then, yeah, Angel, exactly. Come up with several ideas. So don't just think of one, right? It's very dangerous, especially if you don't actually have these ideas, or if you haven't thought about, you know, what you could do to make more money. Then you should definitely come up with 2 to 3 different ideas, because your first thought might not be the best, right? So come up with 2 to 3 possible answers, okay? And choose the best one. When you're choosing the best one, you should pick one that's kind of original. It doesn't have to be like super unique, okay? But it should be kind of original. It shouldn't be the same answer that everybody has. Like, I'm going to open a restaurant. Maybe, but that might be a very common answer. So you want to be careful, okay? So kind of original, easy to talk about. So choose an idea that you know you can talk about, especially if it's an idea you've discussed with your friends or parents or others. And you know, hey, I can talk about this in English, okay? So easy to talk about, lots of content. So you can talk about it for at least 2 minutes, right? Excuse me. All right, so what are some ideas to make money? Now, if you've got a good one and it's top secret, confidential, don't share it, right? You don't want somebody on YouTube to be like, hey, that's a great idea, I'll do it. Right? I had this awesome idea for this new type of pen. Oh, somebody just made it like a week after the class. Oh, no. Anna says, selling jewelry. Okay. Anna, do you want to give me a little more information about that? Selling jewelry? Sure. All right, could be an idea. What else? Think about how, okay, if you're like, well, it's so tough, right? Think about what people do. Think about how people make more money, okay? Ghazi says, sell homemade food to a restaurant. Okay. Selling homemade food to restaurants. Okay. Sounds a little bit intriguing and challenging at the same time. Sure. Okay, selling jewelry, selling homemade food to restaurants. Fuang says a Haruko coffee pet shop. What is that? Okay, all right, I'll go with it. A Haruko coffee pet shop. Okay. Parsa says, how about creating educational content? Parsa, that's good. Now, Parsa, always be specific, right? And so I know that you are a musician and a pianist. So what you want to maybe talk about is something that's close to home, like creating educational content for pianists. Okay, could be a good one. Angel says an online shop. An online Amazon store. Okay, sure. Now, if you're doing, so notice Parsa, notice Angel, notice viewers that I'm always thinking about, okay, the kind of common idea like online shop or educational content. And then we're taking it one step further. So take a page from my book. You need to target niche markets. Okay, the key to successful business ideas or entrepreneurial ideas these days is targeting niche markets. So you notice how I target IELTS. I targeted IELTS for education with my psychology degree almost 13 years ago now, 14 years ago, for the online content, right? And at that time, nobody was doing it. So it was a very niche market. Okay, so even with the online Amazon store, I would probably do something like online Amazon store, custom 3D prints. Okay, and that might be a good one as well. What are some other ways to make more money? Okay. Can you tell me that? So businesses, that's one kind of a way to make more money. There are other ways to make money. How about investing? Investing into emerging technologies. Okay. So you got me going here because I was actually doing a 3D print. Yesterday. Here, let me show you what it was. Just give me a second. I'll be back. All right. Thanks for your patience. I just printed this. You can even see the fuzz off of the side of it from the print that kind of came off. Anybody know what that is? What am I showing you there? Maybe somebody can guess. Okay. So I just printed that. What's that? Can anybody tell me? I needed this. All right. It's not a spyglass, I'll tell you that. Okay. It's not a vase, Angel, but not a bad guess. It would be a bad vase, right? Because the water would probably just go right through and pour out. That's right, Gazi. It's a light cover. It's a pineapple light cover. I've got a few different lights in my house, in my garage, that need a light cover, right? So I printed it. Okay. So investing into emerging technologies, like investing into 3D printing, or maybe you're doing cryptocurrency investing. Okay. For example, thanks, Gazi says, it's nice. Thanks, Gazi. I appreciate it. You can buy it on Amazon. No, I'm just kidding. You cannot buy it on Amazon. I do not have an Amazon store, but maybe in the future, right? It's not a bad idea. And I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to go with doing custom 3D prints online. That's going to be my idea. All right. Okay. So there are, of course, lots of different ways that we can try to make more money. What's important here is, think about your own life, think about your hobbies. A really good tip, one of the best ways to make more money, do what you like and learn to make money at it, right? So I love talking, I love teaching, I love understanding the way we learn, we think, and I love helping people. So that's what brings me into the world of IELTS. So it's always a good idea to think of what you're already doing, okay? All right, so let's pick an idea for this example. I'm going to use this Amazon store, custom 3D prints. Okay, so now all I'm going to do when I take my notes, that's the next step, that's step 4, okay, is to have good notes, is to think about some information that will help me to give more detail to what I'm saying. So I'm not going to write down something like last year, because last year doesn't really help so much, right? So I need to think about a time that will allow me to give more details, or to speak more, speak better, right? So maybe I'm going to say something like July 14th, my birthday. Okay, so I had this idea on my birthday. Sure. Okay. Why did I have this idea? What's the reason? Okay. People need specialty items. All right, like this lampshade, right? They've got some strange looking lights in their home. It's difficult to find light covers for them. So people need specialty items, custom accessories, right? Okay. So that's the reason for the idea. And again, when you're doing this, it might be a good idea to just use some notation like T colon for the time and actually write this down in your official test when you've got your real test going on. And then the origin, so you might write O, for example, the origin where the idea came from, okay? Custom accessories, right? And maybe you write down something like lampshade, a lamp cover or lampshade. Okay. Angel says, such a tough topic, 3D printing. I don't really think it's going to be that hard, Angel. But of course, I'm choosing this because I have experience with it. So if 3D printing weren't a hobby of mine, Angel, if it's not something that I was into, then I wouldn't choose it. So if I were into music, piano, and I knew all the language around that, I would choose that. If I were into dancing, and I knew a lot about different types of dance and dance accessories, dance shoes, and other requirements for dancing, I would use that, right? So whatever my hobbies are that I'm familiar, if I'm into gaming and I play lots of video games and I know much about that, then I would choose that as my topic. Maybe live streaming games on Twitch, right? So always pick what you are familiar with. That's a very important point. You should never pick a topic that is unfamiliar to you. Like, let's say that the day before your exam, somebody was talking to you about cryptocurrency, and they told you Bitcoin is going up again. It's already up by 60% or something. And then this question comes up. Be careful. Maybe don't talk about cryptocurrency if it's not your cup of tea. Okay. All right. So the origin. The requirements. Okay, what do I need? So, and this is where a lot of people kind of, it's interesting. They have a business idea, but they don't really know what they need. So you have to be careful. You have to think about this carefully in the real world as well when you have a business idea. So for this idea, what do you think I would need? So to make custom prints that people order, what would I need for this? Okay. What do you think? I've got some ideas. Maybe you can help me. Maybe I will start my 3D print Amazon store. So what do you think? Okay, Fuang says you'll probably need some money. Fuang, how much money would you think? Like, what do you think? Roughly. I would say something around the neighborhood of, like, let's say 10,000 US dollars, okay? Roughly. And I'll explain why. So when I think about that, it's a good place to start. The money is a good place to start because we can think about, well, what would I buy with that money to get this business off the ground? Okay. Okay, so why would I need about $10,000 initially to do this? Angel says, I wanted to say $1,000. Well, $1,000, Angel, will probably buy you your 3D printer. Okay, that's all your money right there, roughly. And one 3D printer might not be enough. Okay. Okay. Domenico says, as for me, I'm inclined to go for a scuba diving center. Yeah, okay, like to do scuba lessons and PADI. Yeah, absolutely, Domenico. And if you're familiar with that, it's a great idea. Okay, so $10,000. Okay, let's say printers, filaments. Okay. Amazon shop, ads. That's where I'm going to spend that money, roughly. Okay. Yes, Angel, they're called filaments. Filaments for the it's not a paper, it's a filament. It's like a fishing line, it looks like. Okay. All right. So we've got the time, the origin, the requirements, and then we have some expectations, right? Now, of course, I also need a computer and software. Okay. And then we've got the expectations. So what do I expect from this idea? Okay, so here I would say something like 5 to 10 orders. Okay, you'll see it will make sense in a bit here. So 5 to 10 orders, and let's say an extra 1K per month in the first year. Okay, I'm just going to go with that right now. All right, and then improvements. How could I improve this idea? So even though it might not be real yet, what could I do to improve this idea, everybody? So let's say I'm really knocking this cue card out of the park and I'm doing a great job. I'm answering all the questions on the card. I'm using my notes. I'm being really fluent, really speedy. I've covered all of this information in 80 to 90 seconds. The examiner is looking at me with big, bright eyes. They're super excited. They're thinking, hey, maybe I can do this too. Tell me more. I'm taking notes and taking them home after the IELTS to start my 3D print shop. So they want to let you talk the whole 2 minutes, right? They want to hear all of this great idea. So him and his buddies, or her and her buddies, they can make this 3D print shop happen too. So improvements. What kind of improvements could I potentially foresee with this idea? Okay. Okay, so gain more knowledge. Okay, so more knowledge, sure. Okay. What else? Think about it. All right. Fuang says maybe sell some 3D products online. Maybe. Well, what do all businesses like to do when they have the chance, right? Parsa says, find a way to buy the filaments cheaper. Could be, but expanding, right? So more printers, more staff, a business location, right? So maybe we'll start this business from my garage, like Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak started Apple so many years ago, and then eventually, with some good profits and some good feedback, it could grow into a bigger business with staff and more printers. Does anybody know what it's at? There's actually a term for it now. You can Google this. When somebody has like a building that's full of 3D printers printing parts. Let's see if there's anybody into this hobby among the members. Anybody know that? What that's called? I saw it actually not that long ago, and I'm like, whoa, really? People are doing that? So yes, there are people that have this business model, and they have developed it quite a bit. Anybody know, like a room full of 3D printers printing toys and other gizmos, printing lampshades all day? Anybody know what that's called? It's called and somebody's probably Googling it. They're like, I gotta Google that. It's called a print farm. It's a new term for you. A print farm. Okay. All right. So I've got, Angel says, I don't know. And you know what, Angel? That's a good answer sometimes. I don't know. You tell me. Okay. So it's called a print farm. All right. Okay, everybody. So I've got my notes here, and that's about all the time you have in that 1 minute preparation time for notes. And the reason why it's good to write down the T for time, the O for the origin, the R for the requirements, the E for the expectations, and the I for the improvements, is so that you can follow the structure, so you can deliver a good narrative. Okay, good English is not enough to score band 8, band 9 on IELTS speaking. You need to have a good narrative. It means a good story. It needs to be engaging, it needs to be clear, it needs to be original. All right, now always remember the questions, and it is often a good idea to add to your note questions, especially the last question, right? What will you do with the extra money? Now, the improvements is maybe what I will do with the extra money. It's reinvesting, right? Okay. All right, now we've got one step left. Okay, so step number 5, another critical step. Okay. Yeah, Anahita, if your plan is to upgrade your skills and gain a profession, like becoming a doctor, there are, for example, a lot of people who start as a nurse and then they enjoy nursing and they want to advance their skills and their knowledge. So from nursing, they go back to school and then become a doctor. So yes, that would be possibly a good idea for this as well, because doctors make more money than nurses, right? So yes. James says, prepare the first sentence. Yes, James. Very good. Thumbs up, James. I'm going to give you a thumbs up through the through the lampshade. Okay, so prepare your first sentence. Yes, indeed. Okay. A great idea I have had. Look at that nice grammar coming in right away. I have had not so long ago to make more money is to start a custom 3D printing business. Okay, fantastic, right? Try to keep that first sentence relatively simple. Don't make it too complex or too compound. Like, don't be like, a great idea that I have had during my last birthday, July 14th, when I needed some additional special birthday plates for guests. In order to make more money is to start a 3D printing business out of my garage with my friends. So don't make that first sentence like that, okay? Don't make that first sentence so complicated, because it can become confusing for the listener. It's like, okay, so whoa, what are we talking about now? So 3D print shop out of your garage because of your... So you can give that information later, but for the start of your speech, just start clear. Answer that topic question very quickly, okay? A great idea I have had not so long ago to make more money is to start a custom 3D printing business. Super, okay? You just answered the topic of the cue card. That's what the examiner wants to hear. Now they're like, okay, this candidate is on topic. They're on the right idea. Let's hear what they have to say, okay? All right, so Anna says this. Anna says, an original idea that came up in my mind, that popped up in my mind, that popped into my mind. This is the natural way to say this, Anna. So an original idea that popped into my mind is to sell jewelry to earn more money. Okay? It's more money. Maybe many of you already have jobs. You're already getting money from somewhere. This is to make more money. Okay? So an original idea that popped into my mind is to sell jewelry to earn some extra cash. Okay, Anna, can you repeat that? Everybody, can you repeat that? It's a nice, natural way to start this. An original idea that popped into my mind is to sell jewelry to earn some extra cash. Okay. Domenico. I like seeing these first sentences, everybody. It's really good. So Domenico says, a fantastic idea that I've had over the last few months to make more money while enjoying the beauty of the underwater world is to set up a scuba diving center. Very nice, Domenico. I hope that you do that, and I hope that you give me some free courses to get my PADI, because that's one of my goals in life. If you tell me you've got a scuba center that certifies PADI in Mexico, Domenico, you will see me there. I hope that encourages you to set up your scuba shop. Okay. All right. Fuang says, lucrative business idea. Watch the order of words here, Fuang. A lucrative business idea. I love the word lucrative here, Fuang. Okay. Nice. Good use of vocabulary, Fuang. You get my vocabulary. I'm going to do the vocabulary salutation. Lucrative. If you don't know the word, learn it. It's a good one. Lucrative business. It means able to make money or money making. Okay. A lucrative business idea that I pondered on. Ponder is to give it some thought. I would use the word consider here. Ponder is consider. Okay, that I considered doing back in 2022 after my graduation from high school. Okay, that's an additive clause. Was to start up Haruko pet coffee shops with my sister. Fuang, I will definitely go and check that out if you do it. Okay. Pet coffee shop. I'm guessing it's a place where people can take their pets, like their dogs, cats, iguanas, alligators, and they can buy coffee and maybe buy some pet food and pets. I don't know what the Haruko part is, but it sounds really interesting. Okay. All right. I'm liking it. I definitely want to hear more. All right. Okay. Ghazi has this first sentence for us. An idea I have in my mind to gain some extra money is to design some light covers with different colors. Okay, Ghazi, sure. You're stealing my idea. You're stealing my thunder, Ghazi. But I like it. Okay. All right. Light cover business. Okay. Angel. Angel says, when it comes to a profitable business that I can establish, I would prefer to invest on psychotherapy clinic. Okay, the idea is good, Angel. let's express it a little bit clearer, right? So careful, it's a little bit awkward here. The question is an idea you had to make more money. So when it comes to a profitable business idea that I have been thinking about, I plan to establish, not would prefer, so use affirmative language, okay? Would prefer is kind of like, I would do this if I could do this, right? No, and especially when you want to make more money, and especially when it's about business, right? So affirmative, like this is what I'm going to do, okay? So I plan to establish a psychotherapy clinic as I have been working towards a clinical psychology degree for the past 6 years. Okay. And I would love to have my own. And here again, see, we tend to do this. We tend to fall into this trap of like hypothetical. So, and I plan to have my own. My own office. Okay? So something like that, right? So when it comes to a profitable business idea that I have been thinking about, I plan to establish a psychotherapy clinic as I have been working towards a clinical psychology degree for the past 6 years, and I plan to have my own office. Okay, there you go. All right. Okay, we're on the right track here, everybody. Again, keep that first sentence simple. Okay, so Angel, even in this case, I would just say, in order to make lots more money in the near future, I want to have a clinical psychology office, and then stop, right? So make it simple. Don't make mistakes. Don't make it awkward at the beginning, right? Okay, now, here, a great idea that I have had not so long ago to make more money is to start a custom 3D printing business. The reason I came up with this is because I often need a special item around the house which is difficult to buy, such as a lampshade. And I have been doing 3D prints as a hobby for the past year. Okay. A couple of times, my friends have asked me to print them a unique item, like a missing part of a board game that they cannot find anywhere. So I realized that with a $10,000 initial investment, I could make, or I can, again, affirmative language, I can make a small print farm in my basement that could earn me anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 extra per month. Okay. So with the Anybody know what it's called? Let's test your vocabulary a little bit here. So when you have that initial investment, what is that called? So that first little bit of money that you get, try not to Google it. think first, especially if any of you have done a bit of business or business class. It's good to know these terms, of course. We live in a capitalistic world, so it's good to know these words. Your initial investment, so the first little bit of money that you get to start a business. Anybody know? Yeah, very good, Parsa. Look at you. It's called seed money or seed capital. Impressive, Parsa. I'm impressed. Seed, right? Like the seed of a plant. You plant the seed and then you give it some water and then it goes blah, 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 turns into a plant. It's called seed money or seed capital. Okay, so seed capital. There you go. It's not profit yet, Fuang. That's the fruits of the tree that will come later. No, you need the seed capital first. Then you need to water it. Then it grows, and then it starts to make or bear fruit. And that fruit is the profit. Okay. All right. So it's called seed capital. With the 10K seed capital, I can, let's keep using affirmative language, I can buy 3 mid-level printers and have money to start my Amazon shop, as well as about 5K for advertisements through Facebook and Google Ads. Okay, so notice again here that I'm basically going through my notes, my list, quite quickly. It's 1 to 2 sentences because you can see that just 1 to 2 sentences for these 5 points, like time, origin, requirements, expectations, you're going to end up pretty close to 2 minutes here, even with relatively good fluency, right? So I expect that within the first half year, I will receive anywhere from 5 to 10 orders per a day, averaging about $120 after covering my something cost. So we've learned this in a listening class. That listening class, there's a couple of listening classes in our materials on our websites that have this vocabulary. When you have a business and you have to pay for electricity, you have to pay for the necessary materials, like in this case the filaments, all of those expenses of the business in order to make money. What is that called? It's the something cost. So the necessary expenses of a business, like utilities, rent, equipment, what is that called, everybody? Okay, so a little bit of vocabulary learning here as well. All right, what is that called? And when you're talking about, this kind of idea to make more money and you're explaining it, you do need to pay attention to having at least some of this vocabulary that's specific to the world of finance and money, right? So Angel, not assets. Assets are what you have that have value in the business. So your 3D printer that you purchased would be an asset of the business. Okay. Okay, Romelia says it's an operating cost. Yeah, operating costs are okay. So operating costs are overhead costs. Yes. After covering my overhead costs, or also known as operating costs, sure. Yep, I'll accept that, Romelia. Okay. So after covering my overhead costs, such as paying for printing filament, electricity, and shipping, I estimate a profit of 40 to 50 extra dollars per day. Notice how I'm kind of going back to the question, right? An idea that I've had to make more money. Now, ultimately, with this extra income, I plan to reinvest into the business, buying more printers, renting a space for expansion, and hiring and training staff. Within a couple of years, if all goes according to plan, I see myself becoming a 3D printing guru millionaire. Okay. All right. There you go, my ambitions. But he's like, where did that guy go that was teaching IELTS, that Adrian guy? Oh, you know, he's like a 3D printing millionaire now. Right? No, I will never leave you. I love teaching IELTS. I love it too much. I would just do both. All right, everybody. So there you go. That's the answer there. Have fun with it. Students, again, I keep reminding you of this in lessons, but have fun with learning. Have fun with English, okay? All right, so take a look at the questions always. Make sure you've answered all of them. So talk about an idea to make more money. What is the idea? Why did you think about the idea? What steps do you need to make this idea a reality? What will you do with the extra money? Okay. I think it's good. I think I have everything here, right? So the examiner says your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking. Everybody watching, members, please speak and repeat. Copy what I say, copy how I say it, because after we get through this, I will ask for volunteers on our website to practice answering this cue card. Okay, here we go. Ready, set. A great idea I have had not so long ago to make more money is to start a custom 3D printing business. The reason I came up with this idea is because I often need a special item around the house which is difficult to buy, like a unique lampshade. And I have been doing 3D prints as a hobby for the past year. A couple of times my friends have asked me to print them some special item, like a missing part to a board game that they can't buy or order anywhere. So I realized that with a 10,000 initial investment, I can make a small print farm in my basement that could earn me anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 extra dollars per month. With the $10,000 seed capital, I can buy 3 mid-level printers and have money to start my Amazon shop, as well as about $5,000 for advertisements through Facebook and Google Ads. I expect that within the first half year, I will receive anywhere from 5 to 10 orders per day, averaging about $120. After covering my overhead costs, such as paying for printing, filament, electricity, and shipping, I estimate a profit of about maybe 40 to 50 bucks a day. Ultimately, with this extra income, I will reinvest the money into the business, buying more printers, renting an exclusive space for expansion, and hiring and training more staff. Within a couple of years, if all goes according to plan, I see myself becoming a 3D printing guru millionaire. Okay, time is up. Let's continue to part 3. That's how it goes. Okay, all right. I hope that made sense. Okay. Students, it's your turn to speak. This is how you speak. Members, most of you know what to do here. Go to aehelp.com, which is, of course, our website. This is where our next live class will be in about an hour from now. So aehelp.com. When you're at aehelp.com, this is the website here. Let me walk you through it. So aehelp.com is the website. By the way, everybody, we have a new website coming for you very soon. Exciting times ahead. You'll have all the great features of this website and more. Right? Reinvesting, growing. All right. For those of you who are enjoying this class, to join the premium version, click the big red button. Again, it's a one-time payment. You get lifetime access. Doesn't cost all that much. Once you've joined, get into the My Student account. Okay. In your My Student account, in 1 hour, you will be able to join the Speaking Part 3 class by clicking this blue button. Okay, and so now we're going to use the student partner speaking, which is this blue button right here. Okay, click on that. Accept the terms. The terms are, you're like, am I giving you my firstborn child? No. The terms that you click there, it's basically saying that you're going to be polite, respectful. You use the website for IELTS purposes. Okay, and then you're going to be in this window, where you will see your classmates. So you'll see AJ, Said Islam, Harpreet, Anu, Ramelia, Ahmed, Vlad, Ghazi, Fuang, Diaz, Tamito. Nice to see all of you. And you'll see me in there as well. You're going to see me as Master, M-A-S-T-E-R. I'm listed as a premium student. Pay attention to those premium student symbols, everybody. Okay. And then you can volunteer. Volunteer by clicking the blue envelope that's next to my name and say, hey, I'd like to try, or give me a chance, or give me a shot. Okay. All right. Let's give Fuang a chance. I want to see if Fuang figured out what was going on her side. So Fuang, are you ready? Also, I'm very curious what this Haruko pet coffee shop is. Fuang, are you ready? Let's give Fuang a shot at answering this question. I really hope it works for you, Fuang. I'm very curious about this coffee pet shop. Yes, you can be. Okay. Hi, Fuang. Hi, Fuang.
Let's get down there.
Awesome. It works again. There you go. Did you change anything?
My laptop has some problems, sir, so I bring it to the electronic store and they reset it this morning.
Gotcha. Well, whatever you did, it worked, Fuang, so good job. Okay. Fuang, I'm very curious about this coffee pet shop idea. Is that what you're going to talk about?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, let's do it. I'll start you off. Are you ready?
I'm ready, sir.
Okay, here we go. So that is the end of part 1. We will now continue to part 2. Let's talk about an idea to make more money. Your 1-minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
lucrative business ideas that I considered doing back in 2022 after my graduation from high school were to start up at a pet coffee shop with my sister. As I'm an animal lover, so I shared this business idea with my family members and some of my close relatives too. They seemed okay with it. In addition, I realized that most people nowadays are prone to a feeling of loneliness after they come home from work. So it would be a great idea to let their hair down at a pet coffee shop. Every show, my customer could enjoy a glass of music while playing with adorable cats and dog there. Um, in order to make my Haribo pet coffee shop into reality, first and foremost, I need to have a clear strategy. First, do some customer analysis around the surrounding area and find excellent location that is convenience for clients to pay visits to my coffee shop in a day. Additionally, to maximize customer satisfaction, I must provide not only adorable pets but also modern facilities like air conditioner and decorative string lights. On top of that, I also would need to invest in advertisement, legal paper from the local agency. By running my business, I did not only make significant contribution to society, but also it could prove quite lucrative too. With the extra monies, if my idea succeeds, I will expand more pet coffee shop in Ho Chi Minh City to rescue for homeless cats and dogs. But also, I can use this extra money to help the elderly people who neither home nor children.
Okay, your time is up. I will stop you there. And we will continue to part 3. All right, that was really good. I've got a bit of an echo here, Fuang, but I liked it. Okay. That would be an easy band 7.5. You have a lot of really good vocabulary, great ideas, great structure. You're losing 1.5 band scores because there's some awkward grammar or use of language. Like you said, it could do quite lucrative too. It's not it could do quite lucrative. It would be lucrative. Okay?
Okay, sir.
So just repeat after me. It would be quite lucrative.
It would be quite lucrative.
Okay. I would expand and establish more coffee shops. If you have your own pet coffee shop and you start to make more and more of them, ultimately you could say you're franchising. I could franchise the coffee shop. Just a quick question, Fuang. What kind of pets would you have in there?
Maybe cats and dogs, sir.
Cats and dogs. Okay, I had a little bit of a smile, a little bit of chuckle going on because you said that you would have to invest money into the legal aspect of the coffee shop, right?
Yes, sir.
I agree. That's a really good idea because if one of your customers gets bit by a cute pet, you're going to have a problem. So it's all cute and fun and games until one of your customers gets a finger bit by a dog while they're sipping on their hot coffee. So yes, you'd want to have some pretty good legal contracts there when with your customers. So, but otherwise, it's a great. I might go with some pets that are less dangerous, like rabbits, hamsters, maybe. I don't know. So, but funny idea. Okay, I liked it. Any questions, Fuang?
Um, how can I get a band A, sir, with my pronunciation?
So with your pronunciation, the way that you get a Band-Aid is you fix some of the awkward language and grammar. So when you have a chance, Fuang, listen to your response or what you said and you can put the speech into text and then put it into Grammarly or put it even into Google, and it will tell you the grammar mistakes that are made. Chat GPT will tell you the grammar mistakes too. There are about, I caught about, off the top of my head, maybe 3 to 4 awkward sentences where the grammar was quite strange, and that's, if you fix that, you'd actually not even just go for an 8, but you probably have an 8.5 at that point. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. Fuang, thank you so much for sharing your lovely idea. I think it's a great idea. I think it would be very difficult to make it a reality, but I love the idea. I would love to have a cup of coffee and hold a little chihuahua in my lap while sipping on my cup of joe. So the idea is great. Legally, I don't know. It'd be difficult. All right. Fuang, have an awesome rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you in the next class, in the live class on the website.
Okay, thank you, sir, for your feedback with me. I really appreciate it. Have a
You're-
nice day, sir.
Thank you,
See you next
Fuang.
class.
Bye. All right, that was Fuang. Let's give her a thumbs up. And hey, you know what? I mean, I'll try it out. I'll be brave. I'll go and hold a dog or a cat while I'm having a cup of coffee. All right, Said Islam is joining in here. Let's give Said Islam a chance here. I think Said is maybe somebody who hasn't tried yet. So hang in there, everybody. We've got time for a few more volunteers here. So Said, are you ready? And thanks for the support, everybody, for Fuang. Yeah, she was doing a great job. It was a little bit hard to hear her because of the noise, a little bit of echo, but considering, I did have a good idea of what she was talking about. Okay, that's what you're going for. Hello, Said.
Hi, hello.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing good. Said, have we talked before?
Yes, just once, just
Okay.
about 3 or 2 months ago, I
Oh,
guess.
wow. So it was a while ago. Yeah, I thought I recognized your voice. Sorry, is it okay if I call you Said, or should I do you prefer me to call you
Yeah,
by?
of
Yeah,
course,
it's okay. All right.
of course. It is okay.
All right. Okay, Said. So you've been watching the class. You're familiar with the cue card that we're looking at?
Yes, but to be honest, I didn't really prepare for the question that you just typed on your laptop or PC, whatever. But
That's okay.
yeah,
That's okay
I'm
because
I'm
that's
like
more, yeah, that's okay
aware.
because that's more like the real IELTS. I mean, in the real IELTS, you only become familiar with the question in that 1 minute, right? So, and it's
Yeah,
very
and kind
important.
of for this reason, I didn't really look at what you typed, and I want to do it on my own, like
Good. Yeah, and
without
it's
being prepared.
exactly, and it's very important for everybody to make sure that they practice in that way at least a few times before their IELTS exam. Otherwise, it can be very surprising. Okay, so the questions are on the screen now, and you have had roughly a minute to think about this, I'm sure. So I'll start you off. Here we go. That is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. For this part, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to read these, think about your answers, and then 1 to 2 minutes to speak. Talk about an idea to make more money. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
All right. The idea that I've been thinking of lately is, you know, creating some, just working as a teacher, but not just teach, but hiring some staff in order to, you know, fulfill my classroom say. So it's technically a teaching business, like a teaching idea, but I'm not the teacher technically. So I just hire people and they work for me, but I not only just, manage them or supervise, but also I help them as a trainer. Like in the future, I wish I this dream came true for me because I'm quite into teaching as well. But lately, to be honest, I've been teaching as well, just on my own, like individual classes. But in the future, I would love to take it further, like not just individual, not just from my home online, but also teach some people from foreign countries, some languages, some subjects such as math or science. So I don't think that this business would be super lucrative or super like profitable. It's just it's more like about the passion. It's more about like passion of me, of mine. And yeah, but in this case, I would hire some staff and train them as like professional teachers. And by that time, I would be a professional teacher of a particular subject myself. And I would not only just earn money from this business, but also train other teachers, other young teachers, uh, to the some professional levels, say. And
Okay, your
this
time
kind of
is up.
gives
I will
me,
stop you there. Your 2 minutes is up, and we will now continue to part three. So, Said, careful. The examiner, they're timing you, so it's a very strict rule. Once that 2 minutes ends, in the very rare case that the examiner forgets, so you might get a few more seconds, but 99% of the time, that 2 minutes is up, your time is up. If that's the end of your sentence or mid-sentence or the start of a new sentence, it doesn't matter. They will interrupt you and they will say, stop there, your time is up. They're usually quite, like, they get told to be very, like, strong so that the person doesn't keep talking. So like, stop there. So then you have to stop, okay? All right. Quick question, Saeed. Your response, these 2 minutes, in your opinion, which were you emphasizing more? An idea to make more money or a passion that you have for the future?
I think the passion, I would say, like
Right?
combining it with money.
Right? In the IELTS, and this is for everybody, it's super important for those higher band scores that you emphasize the topic of the question and don't get lost in your own ideas. Okay, so what I felt here, Saeed, is that you kind of got lost in the concept that you want to train teachers and you want to have them teaching rather than the concept of actually making money. You did reference that and you did mention it a few times. You even said it probably won't make a lot of money. It's not going to be very lucrative. However, you need to shift the emphasis to the topic. So you have to focus on the fact that, through this education system, I can make at least another couple $1,000s a month. So you have to quantify, you have to shift it to that. That's the way that you're going to get a higher band score, okay? And you're going to have better structure. So your speaking is quite good, and I would probably give you like a band 7 for this. I would love to give you more. I would love to give you a band 8. I do think that you have a band 8 level English, but many examiners in this case will be apprehensive. So they will feel like they don't or can't give you that band 8 because you're not really targeting the question that they're giving you. So you're not losing marks for fluency or vocabulary, you're losing marks for coherence, and that's a really important aspect of the mark. Does that make sense, Saeed?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Another question, and this was the one that was kind of killing me while I was listening to you. And if we were in a real conversation and not the IELTS, I would have stopped you right at the beginning and said, hey, wait a second. Okay, you're hiring training teachers. These teachers are teaching for other people. So ultimately, what kind of a business do you have? What have you started?
Uh, you know what? To be honest, I didn't have any idea about what business I'm going to talk about. I just came up while I was talking. I said just
Yeah,
uh,
you
as I'm
can't
doing
do it
teaching
that way.
now.
Yeah, you
uh,
can't do it that way. You can't do it that way. So you have to have some concept of the overall idea that you're presenting. If you're going step by step, it's going to really hinder your overall mark. But even without too much planning, even without having that 60 seconds, right? You have to really just target. It's like you have a. Let me draw this on the screen for you. Can you see YouTube right now, Saeed? Are you looking at YouTube or are you just using the website right now? Because I'm going to draw something here.
Now I turn to YouTube.
Okay, so it's like you have a target like this, right? And then you have a target, right, for archery or for pistol or whatever, darts, whatever, airsoft. And so you have this target, and for the IELTS examiner, there's a term or an idea that's at the center. It's the bullseye. And when you're speaking, if you're just kind of hitting the outside of the target, but you don't get the center, you don't get the concept that you're really talking about, the examiner is going to take marks. So here, you're telling me that you're going to hire teachers, you're going to train teachers, they're going to teach languages. And in my head, okay, as your listener, there's a big sign that's flashing. Language school, language school, language school. So I'm expecting to hear that from you. I'm expecting you to say, I plan to start a language school, an online language school or a physical language school. But you didn't say that. So you didn't say that you're starting your own language school where you're training teachers and hiring teachers to teach languages to people. And even though I can tell that you have great English, if I'm not hearing those key words like language school, it's going to be extremely difficult for me to give you a band 7.5 or 8. Does that make sense?
Of course.
Right? So for you, the most important advice is really focus on good planning, clear structure, a clear set of information for these part 2s, okay? Don't focus too much energy on part 1. I think you'll do just fine for part 1 questions with your level of English. Really focus your energy in the concept and structure of part 2 and then part 3. And then I think you will get the best score possible on your test. Okay, Saeed?
Yeah, I understood.
Okay, I'm just going to give you one sentence. Repeat after me. This is the way you should have started this response. So the idea that I've been thinking of lately is to start a language school with other teachers after graduating from my major.
The idea that I've been thinking of lately is to start the language school with other teachers after my graduation.
Perfect. Do you see how that starting sentence will immediately put you in the right line for the rest of what you wanted to say, right? And then focus on the main concept. So my next sentence might be something like, in my, which city are you in, Said?
My city is called Anjan.
Anjan. Okay, so in Anjan, language schools with 4 to 5 teachers make about $10,000 in profit each month. Try that sentence.
In Anjan, with 3 or 5 teachers, I would make a $10,000 profit a month.
Exactly. So you make sure that you're focusing on the topic of the question. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so that's how you want to do it. So you always want to follow that kind of a system of the audience, thinking about the audience and the question. Okay, Saeed, you've got great English, and that's why I want you to do really well on the test. So I don't want you to get lower marks because of an incorrect or unfamiliar strategy. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Saeed, and come back sooner. Don't wait another 3 months. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Bye, Saeed. You're welcome. All right. That was Saeed. Great. How are we doing? We're kind of running out of time, everybody. But you know what? We'll take one more person. Diaz is in here. And let's see if Diaz is ready. Diaz, are you ready? We'll do one more quick one, everybody. Let's see what kind of a... Maybe this will be the $1 million idea that everybody will be waiting for. Hey, that's what I'm going to do. What Diaz has thought of. Okay. Diaz, if you are there still, let me know. Here's your shot at part 2. Diaz says yes. Okay. Hi, Diaz.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic also. Thank you. All right, Diaz, we're short on time, so I'm just going to stick to the rules of IELTS and jump right in. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Here we go, Diaz. Okay. That is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. For this part, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to prepare and 1 to 2 minutes to speak. Talk about an idea to make more money. Your preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Well, an idea that comes to my mind to make more money is to create a neural network that deals with crypto in order to predict future prices of stocks in the long or in the short term. The main concept behind this neural network is to determine specific patterns that had happened in the past and use them effectively to make accurate predictions in future. And with some inaccurate calculation, I will make about from $5,000 to $10,000 per month. This idea appeared in my head as an epiphany about 1 year ago when I have been introduced to neural networks by my professor at university. I'm pretty sure since machine learning or deep learning is an invaluable part in many fields in modern world, such as computer vision, 3D printing, or even healthcare, I can safely assume that neural networks will perform great in stock predictions. Speaking of requirements, it's absolutely necessary to have a couple of powerful computers with great GPUs like RTX 4090, and this obviously leads to another requirement, which is money. I believe its initial capital is about to be $5,000. With all being good, I hope that a few huge investors or a few huge tech companies will buy this project as a startup and hire me as a team lead of this project with a high salary. So ultimately, if this idea works perfectly, I believe that I will reinvest extra money to buy more computers and to hire some adepts in computer science field.
Okay, your time is up. I will stop you there, and we will now go on to part 3. That was outstanding. It sounds to me like you already had this idea and you pitched it as a presentation in the classroom. That was really well put together. Have you practiced this response, or have you practiced this in another situation, like in a business class?
No, honestly, I have this idea in my mind, like I'm trying to do it, but it obviously it goes not good right now, but I believe that in future it will come good.
It will come to fruition.
Yeah, okay.
Try that. Just repeat after me. I hope that in the future it will come to fruition.
I hope in the future it will come to fruition, right?
Yeah, fruition. Fruition means to bear fruit, to result in fruit, to come to fruition. Okay. All right. I tried asking ChatGPT what kind of cryptocurrency it predicts will be the next big boom. And then you know what it says? If you ask ChatGPT to predict what sports team will win a major World Cup or tournament or what kind of crypto, it actually will not give you the result. They programmed it not to tell you. It says... I'm a machine that is not qualified to give you this information, and you should be careful when investing money. It gives you some kind of a generic answer like that, but it won't tell you like invest into Dogecoin or something like that. It's not allowed to tell you that information. It's interesting. So I tried. I'm like, which NHL team will win the hockey this year? And it says, I cannot give you that answer. I'm like, no. But anyway, so I tried. All right, that was an awesome answer. Okay, so it was a band 8 to 8.5, no problem. Just a couple of very slight mistakes in there. Some examiners might even give you a band 9. Okay, extremely good use of terminology. Great job answering all the questions. I was a little bit worried that you're not going to answer the last question, but you did, and that was really good. You talked about the requirements, the seed capital, great use of vocabulary throughout. Okay, I really liked it. I think you've got a great idea there, and I think it's a good pitch. So if you're planning to find investors and this is your elevator pitch to get investors to invest into your idea of building neural networks to make investment predictions, I think you're on the right track, and I think that you will succeed. So just keep going forward. One quick correction: you said this idea appeared in my head as an epiphany. Okay. Epiphany, of course, as you know, epiphany means like a sudden realization, right?
Right.
The way to express that is I had this epiphany. It's not this idea appeared, because the idea is the epiphany. So I had this epiphany when. Okay.
Okay, I had this epiphany. Okay.
I had this epiphany. Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing. And hey, if it works, Diaz, let me know. I'll invest.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. And join us in the next class on the website. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for having me. Goodbye.
Okay. Bye, Diaz. Yeah. Neural networks. I've been playing with that a little bit too. So you're like, well, Adrian plays with all kinds of different scenarios. I do. I'm a man of adventure. And Diaz sounds like he's the right guy to talk to. Neural networks and prediction models for stocks and crypto. All right, everybody. That was really awesome. Thank you, volunteers. You guys are fantastic. Diaz, Fuang, Saeed. Loved it. And everything from pet coffee shops to neural network predictions and in between. Okay, join the IELTS live class here, everybody, in 24 minutes. Okay, I will start the live class on the website. You'll be able to click on this button, and then when you click on that button, nothing is going to come up right now. It says coming soon. That coming soon is 24 minutes. When you click on this in 24 minutes, it will pop up the live class on the website. Okay, again, the website that we're using here is aehelp.com, everybody. It looks like this. You can join the premium version by clicking the big red button that's just above my head, and you'll get tons of videos, interactive courses, live classes now, new website coming at you soon, more features, more exams. We've got so many amazing features, and we're going to keep our same prices for now. So now's the time to buy, because once we've made all of our upgrades and changes to be viable and to cover our costs, we will likely have to do a little bit of price increasing. So now's a good time to buy, because you get lifetime access even after all the upgrades. Okay, General IELTS, green background, GLShelp.com, same concept. Click the big red button. I'm going to be back with speaking part 3, everybody, very, very shortly. Use the code BAR9 on the websites when you're checking out. Check out that bar graph if you're like, I just want to keep studying IELTS. Check out the new bar graph video that we have on YouTube. It's a really good one. People seem to be really enjoying it since we released it a few hours ago, and it's only a 10-minute video, so you can watch that and still kind of stretch your legs, have a glass of water before we start with speaking part 3. Okay, check out aehelp.com, check out glshelp.com, and I'll be back soon. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you shortly. I'm Adrian, signing out from Victoria for now. Bye.